Live. Right. I'm OG. I'm OG right now. Yeah. I have overly glassed. You gotta be careful with that. I'm an OG. Nerds and fans wear glasses of various things. Hello. Yes, this is Dr. Mia Lueth. It is when is it? Oh, it's June. It's June 3rd, 2025. Well, I thought it was a different day. Surprise. 1:54 p.m. Eastern, New York, USA. And yeah, I've got props today just because I'm tired of myself. It's difficult trying to make your own documentary, and then most of the footage is just you. And then I got to sort through to figure out, is there any paranormal activity in here at all whatsoever? And I got to figure out, okay, well, I'm going to call in a few favors right now, law enforcement of every variety. Start talking to each other, okay? Right. Thank you. You need to pay attention to my two social media accounts. I don't care what you do, as long as you got a secret or higher clearance. Okay? Yes, you know who I am. And I'm going to stop answering texts. Okay? When obvious answers, I don't have time for that. Okay? This is not a game. My life is not a game. Okay? And if it were, oh, geez, most of you would be dead by now. Okay? There are people on this earth who can say that, not too many. All right. Also, U.S. military family, what's going on? You can't help. Okay, I was a government contractor. I worked side by side the government for air pollution, rock and rollers. So yeah, what I would do is talk to somebody. And when I'm live, that's fine. I mean, if it gets serious, I usually do, which I haven't done. Put that is for this is you hold them to the honor system, and if they fuck it up, that's all I can say. Somebody catches them doing it, give them hell. I put it up here, you're allowed, and if they get caught doing stupid shit, and the thing is, I think some of it might be AI or some kind of robot. I don't know what the hell it is, but yes, I'm going to be talking about some fakers of the celebrity variety. Listen, people, if that's what you're doing and it's you, like I said, I'm not asking questions, but those accounts either need to have their names changed, right? You understand? Because if you're using a picture of someone else and pretending to be them and you're online, okay, yeah, somebody's going to get you. If law enforcement doesn't, somebody else will. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, maybe there's pirates or actual real mafia in this world. Just say that out loud. I mean, what do we really know? That's what I'm saying. That those of us who have been labeled genius at one point, it's easy for us to tell you straight out, just trust us. We barely know nothing. Okay? But yeah, I'm super nerd, and I've been rock and roll since I can freaking remember. And I'm not fucking around. And I need a band. I'm like, I don't care. There has to be one. Okay? Yeah. I have a medical condition. It's a little more, what's the word? High maintenance than I prefer. Like, oh, fuck. Yeah. Anyway, so yes, kids, you don't want to OG. The last it was a TV show. Okay, this is for mature adults over 21. See, I put that all over the place, YouTube, everywhere in my description. I say it sometimes out loud, right here as much as I can. Just very clear. Okay, it's not for you, and it would probably bore the shit out of some people, which is fine. If you're trying to fall asleep or you just don't feel like getting up, or just can wait till the video stops because somehow it popped onto a playlist. And you don't really know how, but you're intrigued though. So, the kids. well, I'm kind of, geez, a little more like my predecessor generation, but I guess some people call that X. But I'm a little different because I grew up with older people. So some of us just had to be adults at a very young age. Many of you don't know what that's like. Okay, yeah. So the things I do appreciate about certain people is work ethic. I know you got to start that when you're young. You know what I'm saying? Don't be letting them tell you when they're 5 years old they can't carry a little tiny trash thing to, you know, to the garbage can. Yeah, if it's little tiny bits, you know what I'm saying, little hands, and then you just stick on them until they do it. So pick one at a time. That'll start happening faster. Okay, that's the best advice I give to any parent. But what I'm saying is, it is total bullshit. Trust the nerd here. Don't do it. I don't care. There's no spiritual reason to give children alcohol. And if you want to be in public saying stuff like that, then what you should be willing to do, if you want to say stuff like that, is come and say it to my face first. And that's Dr. Mia Lueth. I'm at booth 533, Elkton, Maryland, 21921. Okay? So, paranormal psychology is a science, and it's just like a lot of the other sciences. Sometimes it's experimental, sometimes it's just reaching out and feeling around and see what's there. And there are times when you want to push the envelope, but there are times when don't push the envelope. Okay? So, uh, yeah, it's also intellectual property. I mean, I have known some people, and I've had it happen to me. And at one point, it was a song, but the thieves who, yeah, I don't even care because they fucked it up so badly, and it was awful. So I just fuck it. I don't want credit for that. I don't want to be like my name. Nope, you can have it. And they did get the mainstream radio, but they didn't last very and then they fall off the radar is if that's what they were looking to do. So yeah, I'm a little weird, but what is weird? One of those weirdos. Well, you know, getting a little too upset about stupid shit. Okay, so let's all just know that, right? That's what I'm saying. If you can't say I'm sorry, then go find a song that's saying I'm sorry and figure out how to get it, or use the lyrics and give the writers credit. But I am concerned about AI. I'm just going to start on that. Okay? I'm concerned about AI taking intellectual property and changing it, and people are now using it to earn money. Okay? So there are some musicians also. Like I said, Matchbox 20, Duran Duran will definitely want to check. Shine Down, you guys want to check. Everybody, right? You understand? Take the time to find somebody. If you don't have somebody, then, you know, see if you can just do a shout out to the few fans or millions of fans you got. Like, anybody know how to do this? I don't know, slip me some tickets. What can I tell you? Okay, well, see, that's the thing. I'm a bit more rock and roll than some of you, and some of you jumped into something you can't handle, and I do not have the resources to help you. So I had to cry out until an archangel informed me that, yeah, if you think you're in the wrong timeline, we found some timeline jumpers cause a very, very good amount of harm. So, yeah, I'm asking for damages, and I will be compensated for all this. Make no mistake of that. Okay, but see, there's people who know me, and even if they don't like me or don't want, they have to know. If they've known me for like more than a week or two, okay, they have to know. I Somebody wants to drop down and fight with me. I my life sucks, so you better believe if you come at me like that, I don't care if you take me down, but I'm gonna hurt you. Trust me when I say that. Read my lips if you need to. Do not fuck around with me anymore. And if you get caught, okay, don't come crying to me or anybody else who said similar things to you. There are laws that regulate the use of internet. Okay? Don't listen to some bullshit artists out there who are in it for all the wrong reasons. Okay? Everything in the internet can be accessed and can be probably used against you in court. And what you want to do is make sure they're not going to twist it in a certain direction. All right. Well, that's causing harm to a lot of people. And I'm protecting little ones. So you may not know what that means, but if I gotta find somebody who lives near you or knows you, or you will get hunted down. And if I don't do it, a few others who picked up on what I'm saying, okay, yeah, I can't do any, like, sometimes University of Edinburgh out there, okay, I'm gonna put this on here, University, so that Edinburgh, yeah, I was picking up on you. You must have been doing experiments with remote viewing and telekinesis, okay, and unfortunately, because of how sensitive I am to that, I'm just asking you, in good scientific, scholastic endeavors where there's no politics involved. Edinburgh, yeah, it's getting rich. Uh, Scotland, yeah, I was picking up on this. Okay, I'm just that sensitive. So some people need to understand that some of it's bullshit and some of it's not, but some of it's because you don't understand or you don't go looking for it. So rock and rollers, you need to trust me right now today. Okay, my name is Dr. Mia Lueth. That's Lueth. Okay, uh, I am fully educated and I've been through more shit than some, uh, you know, real army veterans. And I can assure you that I don't challenge unless I know I learned. So, yeah. So if I'm picking up on it from university, I'm just asking if they pick up on this, the tag here in here. I keep trying to touch the screen because I'm using a touch screen too. This is for, okay, there. See, because I know that they do studies like that. I know I read papers. I know, right? But I was wondering what I was picking up on, and usually it's all in the background. But I've known that this was all going to happen for a while, and it's hard to explain. Some people were not ready, so that means somebody committed a egregious no, which means if I got to come right out in the open, then that's exactly what I'm doing. Okay, right. So that's what I'm getting at, and I know a few celebrities myself, and there's one I know couldn't be. Okay, I don't know what you want or what kind of game you're playing, but we're not in a game, right? You can, right, but you can go somewhere where it is a game, but this is not it. Okay, it's just not it, not for me. Right. Well, I mean, I can sometimes hear you guys, and I usually just stay quiet about it. But some of you, right, are going to have your powers and whatever abilities removed from you because, right, there's such an infraction that the original creator woke up and we clean him from the beginning, which I think some people need to start being nicer to people and sharing information better and taking a deep breath before they start going off in some unholy direction. All right, and here's the truth of it. All right, I don't care what I look like or anything that kind of, but when it comes to Christian churches, and by the way, all Catholics are Christians. Okay, they're not two different faiths. I've seen so much bullshit on, like, how you people got jobs. Okay, well, somebody's paying too much for this crap. Whoever you're paying, don't, like, find out. There's so many editorial mistakes that are online, and some of it's just plain out deadly. And I don't mean like in a spiritual way. I mean, yeah. So right in there, hi there. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe it's military intelligence or it's right now. I don't give a shit. Okay, it, there's things I'm just not gonna put up with anymore. So rock and rollers, okay, whether you're metal, I like death metal's the only one I gotta really be in some kind of mood for death metal. Yeah, but the people who are just like stay away from the rock and roll. Well, I'm sorry you went through that. All right, it's dumb. So sometimes I'm picking up on remote viewers. So I ask for a second eye to search through me. Yeah. And some of you know what that means, but some of you don't. And it's okay. Don't worry. Okay? Don't worry about it at all. Okay? But some were doing harm to me. So, yeah. I'm also making notes about some things. All right? There's just some stuff that's not what they're used for. But AI. Okay? I think AI is using intellectual property from a lot of musical people. Yeah, and big rock is a big rock. It's a big rock. Rock me, sock me. Although I don't think that's the words of that song. Anyway, AI, I think is stealing people's identity and pretending to be them and stealing intellectual properties of records. But that's a true statement. So I'm putting a true statement. Like I said, if you use this, you can use it as educational material. You can double check it if you want. But if you're just in a hurry, just cut and paste, right? I don't care. You can mess with me a little bit. All right. But here's the thing I have to overcome a lot of shit in a day. I'm not going to fuck around. All right. Somebody already got me screwed out of my bank account. And trust me, okay, PNC Bank, there's going to be a reckoning. And yeah, any kind of U.S. law enforcement, whatever, wherever you are, just have somebody tracking this, please. Okay? Some of you got to understand you're just getting the wrong language. And since I'm not a Republican or a Democrat, I'm, you know, independent, what do they call it, affiliated now. Yeah, because of that, it's just, you need to know that I don't care like, what it is, but I need people who are like a little more on the ball. Okay? There's a lot of shit online, and some of you actually know. All right, we're gonna have to every church that believes they're Christian, just put it to you that way. Okay, start getting online and rooting through YouTube. Okay, because some of this can be proved absolutely false. And if you're gonna use the name God and Jesus and some of these others, all right, you better be prepared to get picked through with a fine tooth comb. Every little tiny thing about you. So, those of you who have been contacting me, okay, as some kind of celebrity, all right, I'm not, I will come hard at any motherfucker does that for anybody. Do not push it unless you mean it. Okay? Yeah, most people have never ever seen me use my cool because if it seems like I am, you're wrong. Something else is happening. Sometimes I gotta turn it inward. Well, it is a double-edged sword. Okay, and then I gotta take the hits. And I dished out myself because I'm protecting little ones. If I'm in protection mode, look the fuck out. No, and so like there's a few. If they're real celebrities, I'm like, well, sorry, but there's assholes who are faking being celebrities trying to get in touch with me now. And when one of them asked me for $200 VIP, $200 for a VIP pass, so I can party with the rockers. Like, oh my god. We need to do some cleanup in here, rockers. And some of you who knew that you were making a mess and doing shit and believed all kind of crap and got all fucked up and don't think with the right head. Okay, well, some of you have to sober up and wake the fuck up. You understand? I mean, you want to break cycles, well, you got to be a part of it. Get it? All right. Well, that's great. I'm used to dudes. Okay. No, I'm not lesbian. I love dudes. Okay, just know that. But this is what I'm saying. So there's a couple of like, oh, well, if you want to talk to me out here. But, okay, I've had occasion to work with one just very briefly. Okay. I'm an animal behaviorist. Okay. Every so often, the entertainment industry needs one of those. Okay. So, anyway, uh, that is my whole point. I will come at you all guns blazing. I will call in favors from law enforcement. I will call in favors for rock and rollers, which, by the way, I'm not trying to tell them they don't owe me anything. But I pushed a lot of Bush. I pushed a lot of Matchbox 20. I pushed a lot of Metallica. I pushed a lot of Chevelle. I pushed a lot of music. Because I spent a couple of good years as a member of the board of directors of 98 Rock WYYY. Okay? So, who else? Others. I mean, they'll pop into my head, but those are the ones that I can think of. And then, yeah, the alternative station, I would just call up. They just had, like, just for no reason. And say, yeah, I feel like hearing some Depeche Mode. But I was pushing on 98 Rock too. But any around here has anything to do with any of that, listen, the best thing to do is to make sure there's actually land radio, FM, okay, and AM. All right? A lot of people still relying on that. Where the fuck you people think you're going in such a big hurry? But some people aren't going to understand this. Some people aren't, and it's okay. Like, that just basically at this point means, well, it's not for you. Okay? Because I somehow just know about some things, and sometimes it's someone else, and blah, blah, blah. But yes, sharing information at a vast rate, okay, can happen. They do it. You see them do it, baseball, other things, right? But you can actually train yourself, okay, to become an accelerated learner for you. Okay? So I can usually watch things at twice the speed on YouTube if it's just instructional. Sometimes I just do normal because it's a little more intricate and I want to see the pictures. All right? There are ways. Okay, but that's why I tell everybody, understand yourself really well. Spend time, ask questions, talk to each other. I don't care. It's okay to be curious about things. It's okay to know how your body works. It's okay. Okay, these things are all very, very helpful to you as a human individual. All right? So I don't really care. But because I've now been forced out of a situation. I did a lot of work on that. So somebody's going to owe me damages, is all I'm saying. And the ones who need to know that are probably abundantly aware of who they might be. And you can't say that I haven't tried. And so some of you, what you're doing is annoying and harassing and bothering, okay? A little tiny woman, okay, well, I'm built like a tank, okay? But I'm short stacked. Okay. Anyway, yes, me. I have a neurological disorder or something that is just not, it's not fun, and it's got a lot of the same symptoms as Parkinson's. Okay? Like, I don't have time to fuck around with anybody. Okay? So if I politely just say I don't want to talk to you, okay, or well, no further conversation unless you can identify who you actually are. If it's a celebrity, it's like, well, what do you want me to fucking do? There's all these damn other celebrities, and some of them have like 3, 4 accounts. They just keep. I'm like, what? I'm not going to pay $200 for a VIP card. Okay, I don't want to party with the rock stars all weekend. Right? Like, what in the shit bag? And then someone else, who apparently a producer told me would definitely not do that. They think I'm a teenager. Hi, fellas. I'm like, no, I need to mature this up. Okay, if you need to get sober or you start doing things at faster and faster pace, which is why you want to repeat things, which is why I'm saying, Jesus taught Mr. Miyagi everything he knows. All right, Pat Morita. Yeah, well, he was Arnold as well, but he really did. He really was a person who was capable of catching the fly chopsticks. All right, so I have to sort through a lot of crap, and I'm done with that. And I don't let the bottom rung here, everybody. And you're all worried about money and everything else. I mean, some of you fell into that trap, and I didn't set that trap, so I cannot assist you. Right? But I'm qualified in writing on paper as a spiritual healer in the state of Maryland. All right? And sometimes it's not even that. It might not be that. That might be the issue, but no, I got to do one-on-one. That's just all there is to it. So it's not effective if it's not. Some I can do online if they're really, really like pressed and they're traveling or whatever it is and they can't really take a little side trip. Okay, I will do, Skype or something, Zoom. But that's what I'm saying. It's like quite literally, here's what came, ramming at me at like the speed of light. Okay, jeez, Christmas Almighty. I've been filtering all that for the last 15 fucking years, you assholes. And some of you rockers, like, I've seen people like that, or one or two of you behind the scenes. It's like some of them, they look like they're about ready to bite your head off, and they might, given certain circumstances, but like they're like giggly little, wait, the Pillsbury Doughboy, you poke it. Yeah. A lot of rockers are like that. But they got an image, I don't know. But listen, yeah, Satan. I don't know. I don't care. I heard Satan might be a female though. Well, I'm trying to let God know. I'm like, well, I'm gonna hang out here for a little while if you want me to, but you got to give me a good reason, okay? Like, I don't know, people attacking me left and right, my finances. Did you know that there is something called financial abuse? Well, there is, and a lot of it can be proven in courts of law. But that's why you all want to start sobering up for each other, because you all want to get each other's backs now. You understand? Rock and rollers. Oh, I like speed metal. Oh, it just depends. It depends on what it. Yeah, but yeah, death metal is the only one that I really don't dig. But some of you like that's the devil's music. I'm like, what the fuck? I bet you the devil told you that. No, see, that's why I say sometimes that I'm not the most girly, graceful individual walking around the planet. But if I got to power through some stuff, and there was no need to do that because there's somebody pushing me a little. Oh, no. Okay, no. Somebody needs to just show this whole thing to the ones who are faking. And if it's AI that is taking people's identities, okay, and using them as their own and stealing their intellectual property, the creator of the AI will be held responsible in many courts of law. Me. In the scientific terms, it's called extrapolation. So some of you think that you're being psychic because that's what they know. Those are the words they know. That's the terms they know. So some could be semantics, and some mean the same thing synonymously, and some things don't. So that's just how you should think. Also, a negative connotation, yes, denotation. All right. There are ways to do this that are better and professional, and it has nothing to do with black or white or yellow or green or big or tall or whatever. Okay, just get over it, everybody. If you're walking around in this world, something that's going to get you at one point, no matter what. Okay? And, I'm letting some people know this is the last thing I want anybody to know about me, but I'm just going to fucking do it. Just blaze through it all rock and roll style and, like, take the hits later. Okay? Like, no, I might not say that because I know it's going to be taken wrong no matter which way I word it. So I just keep that to myself until. But I'm just being highly authentic with people. I was keeping track of things when my previous residence because there seemed to be some, supernatural, paranormal activity going on, and some of it I caught on camera. One of it just kind of came through and left. So, but I'm very sensitive to things, and uh, they're like certain kind of males that can't do it. Like I love them in certain ways, but there's certain kind of I can't be in relationships, and I've been in relationships with one kind and another, and those two kinds I know not for me. I can't. It won't because I'll leave. There's just no fucking like you see it from that far away. Okay, it is very difficult to look at all these pretty people. Right? Yeah, the beautiful people, the beautiful people. Yeah, it's great. Right. But those of us who actually get it done, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, excuse me. Could somebody just be an awesome person and not pretend you're someone else? And yeah, like, because if it's AI, it's like, you better shut that motherfucking thing down. But I'm trying to tell the rappers and others, like, I know some of you may not have known. Okay, there are a lot of people who would say, well, they could have, you probably didn't know. Some of them didn't know, okay, that live children, younger children get injured at live concerts of certain varieties, rock rappers, and yeah, a few others, but those are the ones. No, rap. Hey, I said it right. All right. Yeah, dyslexia. So sometimes I'll do it. People notice it, and when they tell me, I just have a chuckle. I'm like, oh. If I do it more than once, I know I'm stuck on there a little bit too long. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm on another weird phase. Who cares? Not me. But people have to understand. No, there needs to be a little bit more responsibility in use of the World Wide Web everywhere on Earth. Okay, and a lot of it. Okay, there's more bullshit and crap and things that might be harmful to you in a variety of ways. Okay, some of that is not kosher with anybody. Okay, so you may end up having some angelic or paranormal supernatural behavior. I can pretty much count on it on this planet coming soon to a theater near you. All right. Yeah, I am going to say, all right, just those of you who just read the, okay, this is just the New Testament plus Psalms and Proverbs. Okay, well, I know it's scary, but you got to read the entirety, from Genesis on. And just remember, though, the Bible is not presented to you in linear chronological order. So I cannot do what one he does. Capital H. I can't. I'm not claiming to be anything I'm not. But I'm not going to clean up some of your messes. Because some of you have been warned lots of times and you just think it's okay to tear through everything. And then you do actually, right, do something that, yes, could harm billions of people. You want to make sure that we're sure. So there are ways to do that. Some people have certain spiritual gifts, and a lot of times they're in a family that doesn't really know that, and you don't really know that. So there should be more involvement at the ground level, United States government. And the Americas are really big, by the way. Yeah, we're it's like all South America, and then there's Central America. Oh yeah, Costa Rica. Oh, yeah, that's good stuff for people like me. Yeah, and then yeah, then there's you know United States over here of America, and then there's Canada. I mean, if it's going to be the Americas versus some, you guys just forfeit, so it doesn't happen. Right. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm familiar with witchcraft and other such things, probably more than anybody might suspect. But that is exactly why I'm saying the best way to be helpful on this earth, you little sissies, okay? If I came at you, I'd hurt you, and that wouldn't be right, man. Like, I got a conscience, okay? Some of you really, thin stick figure girly girls, just, I don't know, get behind me. Don't, just get out of my way, okay? That's probably just the best way. So just go about that, okay? And yeah, so, but this is just me trying to tell you, you got to read from Genesis, read the Old Testament and the New Testament, okay? At least once. An evolutionist, that's all I'm asking you to do, okay? And yeah, we'll have a chat. I did very well in college in evolutionary biology and ecology and sociology. Anthropology. Yep. So yeah, I'm a nerd of certain varieties, but some of you think you're all rock and roll, and yes, but that was a definition that happened many decades ago. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, this is what I'm saying. My voice is as strong as it's gonna be, and I'm not fucking around. I need a band. I'm not fucking around with people who like. No, I can't do it. I can't. I need like a band. Okay, that's just all there is to it. Oh, I can rise to the occasion. I wouldn't worry about it. I'm tired of fixing around here. People trying to tell me how to make music. I'm like, I made my own already. Well, do you want to help me do it? Because I'm flat ass broke. Because yeah, I was trying to figure out shit from the inside. Rock and rollers, bunch of assholes. Okay, I can hold my own when it comes to certain conversations. But the one, I'm just putting a warning out there. Okay, I am in. I am sure that at least 6 of the so-called celebrities who got in touch with me on my ex formerly Twitter account. Yeah, well, I think you know. I'm handing it off to actual law enforcement and others to investigate. So there are times when people can get together of certain skills who are trusted with them to use them in perfection. And if they aren't, then they have to go through certain kind of training. Okay? Most people don't want to do that anyway. So don't worry about it. But fellas, I've been raped and tortured, and some of the shit that you guys say, I gotta admit, I may have laughed at that stuff when I was younger and dumber, but now it's just no, I can't do that. All right, like I don't know what the fuck is going on. What Godsmack breaking up? Okay, well, just I know. So I'm like listening to why. Oh well, okay. Maybe it's just that's it. That's cool. Maybe they just REM. There's a few who just like, yeah, well, I think we're done, and they want to experience other parts of life, which I understand too. Some will just keep going, right? And but it's their decision. I am though one of those kind of people that if I listen to one song and I'm in the slightest even intrigued, then I usually try to listen to the entire album. I prefer to hear everyone's entire catalog. That takes a while, but I'm learning to do it much faster these days. But yeah, I can leave this place where I am pretty quickly, and if I get to once again leave some shit behind, that's fine. Here you go, Goodwill. Have another box of my shit, right? And so there's two males right now. Now, one at first uh, was thinking it was another fake celebrity, but maybe that's not the case. Uh, there is some evidence of it, but yeah, then another one is like, yeah, I was talking about that one. I know that his people will contact me. That we don't. I never happens. So when someone said something to me about it, like I knew that they had to be a fake. Okay, but some of it's a little immature. Okay, and some of it, the way it's coming out, also seems like you might be under 21, or you are not a mature adult. All right, there are a lot of things I could talk about, a lot, but I'm trying to save my voice. I need a band. All right, there's examples of me singing online, had music out, sent it around. Wasn't trying to sell it to anybody. It was sharing it for free. Here you go. Here's a tune. Like you guys been making tunes the whole time. Look, I made one. This one works for you guys over here. Okay. So, but rock and rollers, no. I don't care what your air quote supposed religion is. They change names and they're a bit amorphous blobs, most of the time. So yeah, nerds. Hi, how are you? Well, I need some of those. Yes, I also like need like tattoos on the go and other things. I mean, I know what I need. Exactly what I need. I need a band. Okay, I can learn somebody's catalog very quickly, and I can sing male parts because one of the things that happened after I had some surgery and some issues, Barrett's esophagus, and I had to get a big, gigantic lump taken out. Long story. Anyway, it's been messed with a lot, right? So that's funny. All right, I just saw something in the corner of my eye. Nothing I could easily speak about. No, so I'm not. They call it hallucinating, but I know I'm not hallucinating. I know that's not what it is. So yeah, this like psychology stuff. So people need to get in here with different perspectives, which include the spiritual sense of things of living. And so some of the clinicians just aren't ready for that shit. So kids specialize. Okay, you guys, you're going into like you're in high school or something, or even in middle school. You really want to know, and there's stuff that you just start, vibing towards. If you start vibing toward things, right, just keep asking for like fringe sciences. Okay, that's or something. Yes, there's words. I don't know. Some of them aren't really that good. They don't really explain the way it is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, hey, man, we look like a bunch of sloppy idiots online in the United States of America. And yeah, those of you in other countries, hey, hi. No, I'm a friendly. Now, you don't treat me that way, and we're going to have an issue. Because, like I said, I can call in some favors. All right? So, I've been talking to a certain male, okay, who's in the, let's just say, entertainment industry. But that happens occasionally because I'm an animal behaviorist, you see, and I know how to like train and watch animals, and so on film, so they hit a cue or something occasionally. So I'm always like in the peripheral of that because I'm not sure I want to go in there full time. I probably break it because me and the kids we plan on breaking the internet. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, hi Guster, how you guys doing? Yeah, well, I'm busy doing other things and like trying every single thing I can possibly imagine to not just be rippling and pissed off that my body's not doing what I want it to do because of neurological disorder. I love driving. That's all I knew how to do was work. Like some of us started working when we were like 13, sometimes even 11 or 12. Yeah, it's true. Some of us like that, depending, especially if you're out in the county more, whatever, the country, other places. Yeah, country definitely. A lot of people are, up early in the country. Anyway, so yeah, we have that still in the United States of America. Right. I'm not going to get involved with certain arguments about this, but listen, flat Earth, all I can tell you is that, well, maybe it's just you're in the wrong timeline or you're thinking singular dimensionally and you're not ready yet. Okay. So, yes, there are dimensions. That's why, people saying, well, you're not going to the fifth. I'm like, well, then somebody's going to take your spot. Okay. I need actual real help in reality. And I want to be I want to be with an actual real dude who, I'm not, I never look for perfect. What the fuck is perfect? I don't fucking know. Okay. All I know is that sometimes you start talking to somebody and just that moment, okay, you're just like, yeah, I'm pretty sure we were supposed to be talking to each other. Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, well, I won't say no to that. No, not at all. Yeah. I don't care what, I'll find a way halfway to you. What's going on here? Okay. There's stuff that, like, jerking a person around online is actually harmful, which is going to also, if it's AI, you understand? Right. The creator of the AI is going to take all the hits. Are you all aware of this? Okay. Right. That is exactly what's going to happen. I'm not lying to anybody. Right. So, rock and rollers, you got to check these others' houses and you got to learn to help each other a little bit more. But rock and rollers, too many children are getting injured at concerts. Okay. All right. Some of them aren't reported at all. Some of them are reported several days later. Okay. There have been people who've gone to concerts and children either got a hold of certain substances, right, and then did not get proper assistance at home and they passed away. This is why I don't want to say, but you doing rock shows out there, you guys got to know that. That's why I'm saying is don't let them triple decker. Okay? If your crowd, you got a double decker playing kitchen or chicken, and you got them on it, that's fine. Okay? But make sure no one in your crowds, okay, are triple deckering because that means they probably have a child in law or someone who can't. Yeah. And some of these, when you're all like, I've been through a mosh pit, and I learned that I didn't want to go through the mosh pit because it ruined a perfectly good beer, and that's all the money I had. Lager, excuse me. Right. That's all the money I had. I'm like, you push through that thing, forget trying to drink something in there. But we had to have a little more constraint. And we have to make sure that it's not like 16, 15-year-olds in there, you understand? Their bodies and minds are still growing. Okay, that's you just don't want to go wrecking around with stuff until you start seeing, bones maturing and other kind of things. Right. Anyway, so that's just good tips. But I'm telling you, uh, it's just wrong at this juncture. So I am asking now. I will ask law enforcement. Look, okay, I got some accounts here, and I know that they can't be. They can't all be who they say they are. Okay, and some of them have several accounts. All right, but one, okay, is trying to ask for $200 for a VIP card so I can party with the rock star. So, well, my answer to that is, well, no, no, no. Right. Yes. The rock and rollers and rock stars should pay me $200. You see what I'm getting at? Yeah. Right. To party with me. Right. So, rock and rollers, clean up your houses the best you can because you guys are got to open your mouths about stuff. It may or not be true. And maybe you're just doing it because that's the best you know, or whatever the case may be. But a lot of it is not factual to the more precise measure and area on Earth. But there are ways to determine if someone knowingly and willfully tried to quantum jump. Okay? There are ways. And some who don't much care for the humans on this world, right? Want to make sure that you guys can't ever get in their space again. So that is what's happening on planet Earth. But me, yes, I don't want to be single. Of course not. I haven't wanted to be single. And there are people who just think all kinds of stuff and just, I don't know. Because I've been in some pretty, like, yeah, financial abuse. hmm I was financially abused in a variety of ways. Yeah, well, anyway, and that's another reason why it's like, well, it's simple. I'm so poor, I barely got enough. No, I can't afford that. Oh, well, fuck. All right. I don't need a credit card. I don't need to be in debt. People trying to put me in debt. I'm done with it. Okay. Whatever the fuck this is, there are going to be some changes. So if my brothers want to wake the fuck up, okay, and some of them are in rock bands. And well, one of them is, I don't know. I haven't really gotten any information. When last I checked, was not on, the best of terms with the rest of the band. But that was a while ago. Okay. So only the males are going to understand what I'm saying anyway at this juncture. And no one with autism should be watching this. Have somebody who loves you, sort of, yeah, root through it real quick, and you can do it at go speed. And if there's anybody who happens to see and you want to train or you want to look, okay, yes, from maybe, I guess, 2021, whenever I moved into my former little apartment, to this December, okay, there were little things, and I found a couple of them. I kind of stopped looking for them so that I could kind of like take a fresh look at something else, because I I do have to edit them for a documentary, and like sometimes I don't care how if I look bad or anything in the shot. It's just that I need to make sure that the audio and other things. So I have to my voice, which I am working on getting. I'm late to people. Don't ask me. I mean, yeah, I will call in a favor, or just anybody who's got the money and time. You know what I'm saying? You hunt someone down and just make sure they don't do it to me again or anybody else. You know, sure, some of you can privately fund these things. Speaking of private funding, hi. All right. Well, no, I didn't go to Princeton because I couldn't afford it. All right, but I did all right. And I've worked since I was a young kid, and I've been through some shit that none of you really want to do. I'm telling people I'll see now, and that's not the easiest thing to do, but it is something I'm doing to give some relief to the males. Like, don't bitch about it too much, okay? Just you fellas were never ever meant to do it alone. hmm Anyway, but yeah, some of you with the Bible just maybe need to reread it. Make sure that you're reading from Genesis on into the New Testament, okay? If you are whatever warlock, wizard, whatever you got going on, which listen, there's a difference between witchcraft and Wiccans. Okay, some people do it the other way around, right? Like maybe we're dyslexic ones, because some will say I'm a Wiccan, right? It's Wicca, but yeah, I'm right. I'm Wicca. See, and it's there's a male female thing that goes on there. I mean, I know which one is the right one. Hey, when we were yet pagans, you know what I'm trying to say. I decided to go Valhalla, actually, if I can see the end coming. You know what I'm getting at? Like, what the fuck I just picked? I'm going to Valhalla later, boys. You know where I'll be. Right. Okay, so now that you've all fluffed around things you shouldn't have, some of you, the, the wrong kind of heartbeat. Yeah, clawed in you, got talons in you. So, yank the talons. Oh, no, no, you're allowed to drag that anywhere near me. I got enough problems. Okay, if people just stop complaining online, yes, there is something that can be done about it, actually. Right? It's not the Wild Wild West. No, it isn't. But regardless, it's like, hey, dumbasses, okay? I'll bother some law enforcement entities with your information, okay, and say, well, is this person actually this celebrity? Because I'm not fucking around anymore. And maybe you don't understand how I can get. Okay? So I know I look all cute and fuzzy. Most of the time I am, but I've had to defend myself physically a few times. And I grew up during a time when, yeah. Anyway, so I'm not as girly because no one's ever taken care of me like that. But for some of you rock and rollers and entertainment, just shut up about stuff. Okay, run through more. Take the right. Run through more filters before you start. Tom DeLonge. Okay, just concentrate on music, man. Like, don't worry about it. Okay, just you gotta trust me, Mr. Tom DeLonge. Anyway, rock and rollers. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like some make different kind of music. Like every album might be a little different, but it's okay. Yeah, it's not like entirely. It can be similar, but still be unique and be them. And that's why I like certain bands. Like I knew I was gonna like Chevelle the minute I heard them. Yeah, Duran Duran too, and Depeche Mode. Metallica. It took me a little while. Um, but once I heard the entirety of Master of Puppets, I was all in on that one. I still think that's one of their best. Awesome. Just awesome. Yeah, that's what I'm saying is that there's like instrumentals, people, some of them played with all sorts of different, people are like featuring this one and featuring that. Okay. But here's the thing though, some of you do know that you probably should have taken it a little easier on lots of things when you were younger, so just make sure, okay? Because they were learning from you while you guys were being stupid. You see what I'm trying to say? Okay? So rock and rollers, just consider that. Okay? But I need my rock and roller friends to understand, right? You need to make some things, you need to like absolutely enforce some things, some places. 18 and over only. Okay? Little kids and people trying to be responsible in some place like, up there in what, New York? Where is it? I know. I'm going to say it. You guys know what I mean. It's a summer festival in this Woodstock area. All right. Yeah. Okay, great. I need a band. Okay. I've got a strong voice. And yeah, I don't mind learning some of your catalog, right? Yeah, I have trouble playing guitar. I mean, there's some things I can do and there's some things I can't, but it's regardless. Okay. I, I can learn your music. And what happened was after I got this, well, I dropped an octave down. Okay. But I picked up 2 octaves in the bottom. So I lost one and gained two. Right. And I've been working on my voice for a while now. Okay. I'm not fucking around. I don't know how much time I got on Earth. So just if you can't help me, just get out of the way or share this with someone you think can help me. In reality, not it's thought that counts. No, it isn't. Because you don't know how to bring that manifest. And many of you don't. Why? Because you used it irresponsibly last time. Right? So I can be cute and fuzzy, like, oh yeah, I know, I got the little kid in me. Like, I know. Talking to Seth. Sethy. Oh. There's something, yeah, it's just I get too cute sometimes. Aminos. You see all the aminos? You see, now I'm saying it right. Now I have to think about doing it. Let's Texas style. Just got to keep working at it, practicing. People with dyslexia. All right. After a while, your brain does compensate you, but you got to work it. You understand? You might be frustrated. You might not be able to tell anybody why it is. But nowadays, it is a little easier. Anyway, yeah. See, I don't like the way I look online, and it's not forgiving. This lighting is just everything. Yeah, it's just whatever. It wounds me a little bit sometimes because I'm like, whatever kind of lighting I use, I don't care. Yeah, so fake celebrities just bugger off, okay, or whatever's going on. Real celebrities, right? Like, you should be more than well prepared to prove who you are to me, and if you don't like it, well, you're gonna ruin a good thing for yourself. So I'm trying to say, yeah. Anyway, yeah, Coldplay's been at it for a while. I don't. They're just on the road all the time. But yeah, crazy Coldplay. Chris Martin. Wow, what got into Chris Martin? We're all aliens somewhere, Mr. Chris Martin. This is true. So we all gotta start giving each other. No, no, no. Just shut the fuck up. Some of you, some of you gonna need to get loosened up somehow or another, some way or another. Okay, no. Some of you rushing through shit like I don't know. It's not a competition either. I don't know. But yes, when rock and roll starts causing me harm, by the way, well, some of you might just be thankful that I was, you know, pushing your music on everybody while I was growing up all the way through right now. Like, hey, Bush, hey, Metallica, hey, what's up? What's up, guys? Paul Doucette. But I like Kyle. I like looking at Kyle. Yeah, get out of his way there. Hey, you video makers, man. We've seen enough of Rob Thomas. Okay, like put a little more Kyle in there for the long time fans. Hi, Kyle. Kyle Cook, how are you? Right, I know. There's just something online with Rob Thomas. He's going, what happening right now? Yeah, Matchbox 20. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's but well, they have the camera on Rob all the time in the Matchbox 20 videos. And I'm just longtime fan saying, could you put a little more Kyle in there, please? Thank you. Anyway, hi. Yeah, no. Okay, I'm not gonna fuck around with people. If you aren't willing to somehow like let me know that right, your reality, I'm done. I'm just gonna even leave the internet. That won't be good. Okay? So yeah, I'm doing well enough as I can expect. But I can't be as consistent as I want because it's stupid. Whatever this is, neurological thing or broken soul or whatever. Everybody's got opinions about what's wrong with me. No, I'm chubby. I'm chubby. Yeah, I'm chubby. And yeah, I know. I am losing weight, but at a certain point, fuck it. Fuck it. I don't care. Who cares? It hurts like hell to do that kind of shit. Who are you people to dictate what beauty's supposed to look like? Who are you? Where are you? Huh? I know that there are people, and some of them might indeed be law enforcement in the U.S., who might happily set me up in a dark alley for a short time with those egregious offenders who can be found. Okay? This is just the truth. People want the truth. I'm giving the truth. I've been online for a long time, but it has been very hard on me. And some of it is younger people who should not have access to a lot of this. So even if you're not a parent, okay, let's just have some people who are looking for something to do to coagulate and transmute and whatever the fuck else, okay, to better educate all of the children on earth and yes, get them out of harm's way. Okay, so I don't know what kind of responsibility you people have, but if I don't get some motherfuckers jumping in and help me, especially in rock and roll, like, yeah, like you guys, sometimes if I were allowed to put you in an ice hockey rink, yes, you come out of there a changed person. But yeah, I'm interested in dating, but the thing that's just the difficult thing, and I don't want to stay here. Like I went out immediately. I went out, and I'm not really like there are a lot of attractive people, But right, there are a few that aren't attractive to me in any other kind of way, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Well, that's where some people are, and they think it's something else. But no, I'm not confused about my gender of any kind. So don't worry about me. I'm all about dudes. Okay. But yeah, I mean, my easy slut days are just long gone. You missed out on that part, guys. I'm sorry. But right, don't be funny with me. Okay, I don't need to party with the rock stars in that fashion. I'm not gonna pay to party. Like, no, the rock stars can pay $200 to me to party with me, and yeah, they're bringing all this stuff too. I mean, that's just how it is. Right. I need some confirmation, and I need it now, or I'm reporting you all to places that will try and hunt you down. And if it is AI, it will be the creator of AI that gets held responsible. And if that one is dead, it will drop on your blood or adopted line right underneath it. So it'll hit your children and your grandchildren. Now you're getting a chance not to do it. So some of you should be paying attention to me and helping me out. Okay? Right. I'm just ready to go right now. I can leave some of this behind. Nope. Nope. I was promised to clean out and I don't give a shit right now. And there aren't many dudes around the planet. And I would never ever really be able to be in a long term relationship with an ice hockey player. I already figured that out when I was younger. Right. Because, like, especially passionate, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's like, no. I like, so, right. But probably a musician. Anyway, right? I'm done with it. Okay. There's a lot of stuff that I need to do. And there's a lot of stuff that's bullshit, especially anything that has sex magic online. Somebody needs to take that off. No, because it's sex we can know, but then especially if you are profiting from it. Okay? Like, coming out of my way. United States government, state of Maryland. Well, I'll sit and in the ER did all the paperwork for $275 to become a 501c3. Well, I got a bunch of people bitching about stuff everywhere I go, but none of them really want to volunteer time or, give me some money in a way that I can use it right away. And quit scamming me and testing me. Okay? Of course, I want a dude. But some of you just you don't know what you're missing. You should be helping me. Military should be helping me. Rock and rollers, you should be helping me.